Hey, what's going on, guys? It's DJ Wacky, and yeah, I'm back with another Apex Legend video for all you guys over here. Now, firstly, just want to say a quick apology. It's been about roughly 2 weeks since I uploaded my last content, and to be honest, guys, just been a busy man, you know, when it comes to family, work, running errands, all that shenanigans. But if you guys have been following me on Twitch, then you know recently I've been bashing a lot of arenas on Apex Legends, and quite simply, that's one of the things I want to kind of focus on, because obviously we're still kind of into the first month of Season 9. Arenas is a new game mode, and I've seen a couple of YouTubers have obviously posted up Arenas tier list, but I wanted to take my own time out to actually get used to every character in Arenas and kind of give my own like perspective of what I see the tier list as overall, where it stands for each individual legend. Now, with that being said, guys, this is my own personal opinion. I have took some notes from people who have obviously made some tier list vids as well, just to keep aside what they've explained with each individual legends, because I obviously, at the end of the day, each people have their own experiences with different legends. I'm not going to pretend that I'm like the master with every single legend. At the end of the day, I'm used to a select few bunch, but at the same time, I can understand, you know, where powers and perks come into play. So bear that in mind. It is my own personal list. Feel free to comment if you guys have got your own tier list over here, but this is just for me, and hopefully you guys agree with the majority of the people that I'm going to put in and their ranking spot. With that being said, guys, we're going to start off right at the bottom. It's going to be a D tier, because that's where I feel like it's best suited. And literally the only legend I've got in D tier is the one and only Loba. Now, I'm not gonna lie, over here I'm really am a bit of a big fan with Loba when it comes to like actual general battle royale play, but in arena she's lacking a few of that main abilities that she needs. So firstly, the jump drive, obviously maybe it's a quick start for you to get into the spot that you need, but other than that, you're pretty much giving yourself away. And at the same time, the ultimate isn't going to be used to that much effect. It's probably going to... Arena being quite a quick gameplay, when it comes to using the ultimate, you're obviously paying quite a high amount to get that out firstly. And then secondly as well, if you are taking your time to loot weapons, that's going to be crucial seconds where your enemy team can just come up and just shoot you from the back. With that all being in mind, I don't think Loba can get any further up, but at the end of the day, jump drive is pretty useful. I think the ultimate really lets her down, and let's be honest, the passive ability isn't really going to do much on arena gameplay as well. Next up, guys, we've got the C tier. Now I've got two guys over here for C tier. Firstly, beginning with C himself, it has to be Caustic. Now, Caustic unfortunately has been really badly nerfed since last season, and I get a lot of Caustic mains are quite not really too happy with this. Hopefully they are going to look at revising Caustic a bit. Respawn has actually made some comments in regards to that as well as of recent. But his gas barrels obviously does the 5 damage take per ratio at the moment. On top of that as well, his gas grenade, although it's good to flush it out, with it being a quick gameplay like arenas, yeah, you're not going to end up trapping much people unless if all your team is pushing with you, or you all decide to camp together. Then probably that's where you can utilize him a bit more. But I don't think he's going to be able to do much more else other than like pretty much like he uses abilities for that 1 or 2 reasons. So with that bearing in mind, I'm going to put Caustic in C overall, and then that comes up with another guy in C, his one and only rival. Of course, it's got to be Crypto as well. Now again, Crypto is kind of got that little ability with his drone that he can actually go out there and detect some of the enemies, but you're keeping yourself stationary. And when it comes to a 3 versus 3 situation, you want to be getting your hands dirty, you want to be getting in over there, and unfortunately Crypto cannot do that with his abilities. Obviously, using his tactical, the drone's gonna make you need to camp out in quite a small arena as it is already, so you're gonna be easy to detect. If a Bloodhound scans you, you're pretty much game over as well. And then at the same time as well, using the ability just to crack the shields as well, it's going to be still quite intense pushing in. As long as the enemy team ends up shooting first, Crypto's team cannot really tend to like respond much, even with the extra damage that they may get from his ultimate. But overall, the cost wise, the fact that you're taking a man out in a intense free situation, I can't give Crypto anything more than above that. Next up, guys, we've got the B tier list. I've got quite a few legends over here. So, firstly, just to start off this list, I'm going to put Watson in over there. Now, Watson, again, I've discussed in the previous videos, I think she needs to be rebuffed up as well. One key thing I do like about Watson, especially in this gameplay, is comes to her ultimate ability. At the end of the day, she can stop quite a bit of the other Legends ultimates when it comes to Gibraltar's strike, when it comes to Valkyrie's obviously raining from above as well, and then a lot of people will be probably using like legends like Fuse to spam grenades out. Watson's ultimate is good for capturing all of that and keeping your guys in check as well. At the same time, I think one of the bigger downsides is the barriers. Although again, you can fence up. Arena's quite small. You don't want to be taking your time to fence up. You want to be getting, like mentioned, your hands quite early on and getting it quite dirty, because at the same time, if you are going to stick around, you're going to put some barriers down. Your enemy team only has to wait a few seconds before that ring closes in and the gameplay position changes up. Maybe if you can get there early on, you probably set it up a bit more, but I can't give Watson anything higher than a B tier. Next up, guys, we got Pathfinder. Pathfinder's great for movability. That it really comes quite well when it comes to his grapple, especially for the mains that know how to get the most out of the grapple hook. That is really, really useful. His ultimate, again, is great to get you some position advantage early on. I do like the fact that you could probably use Pathfinder's grapple to get some of the crucial materials early on in the game before your enemy team does get hold of that. But in terms of the movability, while it is great, I don't think it's the best amongst other legends that I have on the list. So therefore, I'm going to give Pathfinder that B tier. I've got also Rampa over here for B. Now, Rampa is surprisingly holds on quite well when it comes to arenas. Now, there's two reasons why. Firstly, her barriers is quite useful to arc up and set up. I feel like it's got a bit of that more advantage to Watson's barriers, because hers obviously is to do with more offensive style of movements. But at the same time as well, one of the weapons you should be looking at getting early on is the L star, and with Rampart having the ability to able to use obviously light machine guns and a lot more effectively, it's quite useful to have it, especially if you stick a Spitfire on her with the second round. She's going to end up destroying that game. So yeah, I'm like I said, Rampart I feel like deserves a B. A lot of people might think otherwise, but I think she can utilize her own effect quite well. I've got also Horizon over here. Again, Horizon, it comes to movability. The black hole effect as well that she has as an ultimate isn't too bad, especially if you can get that late on as well. I feel like if you get that in the right spot, that ultimate can be quite devastating. But when it comes to movability, there are other legends, just like I mentioned with Pathfinder, that I feel like can do better. It's still good to have Horizon on the team because you can obviously get away in quick situations as well. But ultimately, I feel like these other legends that I'm going to include on the list are going to be doing a lot better work. And finally, guys, in B tier, we've got Revenant. Now, obviously, the master of the assassins, the deadly killer himself, has to be featured into the arena gameplay. When he's getting his hands dirty, it is quite... He's going to be quite intense. He's going to be quite reliable, especially when he uses his tactical. If it slows down the enemy's abilities when it comes to these intense situations, then it's going to have a massive crucial effect. Revenant can be very, very deadly in terms of, especially depending on the people who ends up running him. The right person using Revenant and his abilities will be able to create some real chaos. And the ultimate as well, the totem, is very useful as well, because it gives you that early push on effect without having to worry about losing a life. And then at the same time, it can be used quite well to scout out enemies. So therefore, Revenant deserves that B tier. Moving on, guys, we've got A tier list. Now, these legends are quite good to run, and I've especially enjoyed using all the ones that I've got featured on the list. In fact, these are some of the legends that I have included. I've got the variety of the options that I have featured firstly, but the second thing is as well, these characters is someone that you probably want on your team, especially if if you're going to go in as a serious competitive mode. So first off, to kick it off with, I've got my main man himself, Mirage. Now, I'm glad Mirage has found his own path over here. I really think Mirage definitely his bamboozle comes into great effect when it comes to arenas. There are three critical things. Obviously, if you use the original decoys, he gets three of them off the start as well, and he gets them back quite quickly. You can use that out to scout out. It's more easier to bamboozle somebody, especially with the footsteps now being added in. It's kind of your opponent wants to react quite quickly on that. The ultimate can cause a massive distraction as well. And finally, I feel like the revive ability as well, going invisible in a tense situation, if you can separate your ally who's down and going out, as long as Mirage is reviving them and the enemy team will struggle to spot that out, that can buy you the crucial seconds that you need to get back in the game. I've got good old Fusey as well in A tier. His grenades really does come into effect in arenas. Of course, it is quite cheap to get hold of the grenades as well. The knuckle clusters, they come in a pack of 2. They only cost 150 a pop. I do think the ultimate is a very 50-50 thing, because yes, if you hit it in the right spot, it can trap people, but there are quite a few legends out there that can move out the ultimate, such as Valkyrie, Horizon, etc. They can all obviously escape that ring of fire, but if used against the right legends, if trapping your opponent in, if making the right push, if all three of you go in, then I think Fuse can come in with quite a bit of a punch. Got good old Big Jibby as well in A tier. Big Jibby again is proving quite deadly in both Battle Royale and Arena. At the end of the day, that nice little shield that he's got, the airstrike as well, and the dome all comes into great effect. It's quite simple combination with Jibby. He's really is a useful arc to have amongst the team. But I really do think the airstrike as well, it's going to be a lot more deadly, especially when you can get that first ring closed in. You're going to end up kind of causing a lot of chaos amongst the enemy team. And when it does hurt and it does slow them down, that is going to cost some vital second. Speaking of another person that can airstrike, another one for the A tier has to be Bangalore. Now, she is quite useful for a couple of reasons. Not only, obviously, she's got her own airstrike, which is a bit more slower than Jibby's, but the fact is that the smoke grenade for a tactical can be utilized quite easily and into effect. And then the other thing as well is the double time run. Now, there's quite a few people now that obviously are realizing a lot more with Bangalore's potentials. At the end of the day, I'm not going to pretend that I'm like great with Bangalore, like such as players like Shiv, who's like the ultimate master with this sort of character. But at the same time, there's a lot of people out there that are, getting more and more in grips with Bangalore. I think she's kind of becoming a bit more of a favourite now. Once again, I've seen a lot of people more and more often running her. And I think, to be fair, she's found her own ground in arenas. It's a small, compact situation. Her double tap can really make it easy for her to escape and go into that fight once again, reposition herself. And the smoke grenade is so useful because when it does obviously end up covering the ground, your enemy and your opponents are going to have a difficult time seeing past that, especially that they're not going to have weapons like digital threats on quite early on, which can help them, see through that smoke. But it's just one of those things that's going to end up distracting and costing them. And finally, guys, for A tier, I had to feature the one and only Rafe. Now, Rafe is one of those legends. Again, I feel like she has been nerfed up quite a bit, but in arenas, when it comes to close situations, she definitely can hold the ground. Obviously, you got her standard tactical ability, which can end up her getting out of that deadly situation when she phase avoids as well. And then you got the teleport, which can be useful if you are getting too intense in the situation. If you're trying to push on early on as well, it's good to come out with a bit of a surprise against the enemies. But it's going to be really dependent again on that news. If you are working together really well in a clan and you've got a plan with Rafe, I think she's really one of them characters that you got a preset with an idea to go in. But if utilized well, if utilized by the right person, she is really deadly. At the same time, obviously, she's a big fan favorite, and she's been on the top tier list for Battle Royale for ages, and there's a reason why for it, because overall she's got a lot of good abilities that can help, and with her being able to call out being spotted as well, that's just an extra little bit of boost. Finally, guys, it's the S tier list over here. So these are the legends that I feel like are the best in arenas overall, and gotta kick it off with one of the new legend over here, Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie, I'll be honest, I feel like she's a bit OP, but we'll get around that on a discussion video. However, at the same time, you cannot deny the abilities that she has. Overall, in arena, she can fly up, get vantage points, look at where people are positioned on the map as well, and then able to get into spots that other legends will find difficult to get hold of. And that's just simply from a standard passive ability. When it comes to her raining down fire with rockets as well, not only does that do 25 damage when it does hit somebody, it also slows them down, which costs a lot of a lot of strain on the opposition, especially when your allies are pushing in as well. Slowing down an enemy and it's going to end up costing them their lives ultimately. And finally, Valkyrie's ultimate. Although the arenas is quite a small area, you can at the beginning, if all three of you go in for the jump and try to flank your enemy early on, it will end up working. So ultimately, Valkyrie's got quite a few abilities that could end up making the team get into a better position, her giving an advantage point, and she's got that recon effect for her to scout out the enemies when she is up in air. Next up, guys, we've got Octane. Octane is just perfect for movability. At the end of the day, that jump pad is so good now to get into the spots that you need to be. He can use his stims early on to get himself the replicators and the materials, so you are armed up for the next game. And then also the ability just to avoid and getting out of danger. With it being arena, he can pretty much circle around that map quite early on and just get into the vantage point that he needs to be in. I think Octane has definitely proved himself a lot. Respawn has done a lot of upgrades in the last few seasons for Octane, and he's now definitely sitting on the top tier list amongst legends in both Battle Royale and Arena. Next up, guys, we got the medic of the group, the one and only Lifeline. She is really, really useful, honestly. At the end of the day, Lifeline has got quite a few advantages when it comes to arena game modes. Not only you got the crucial ability to get back in the game, especially when you are like trying to camp out and you know people using long distance weapons like repeaters, sentinels, charge rifles, etc. Like Lifeline can also get that crucial additional supplies when she opens up some of the supply boxes. If you're getting 4 more shield cells, it's going to pay off, especially with the people having less health kits, less shield cells. Lifeline can be that vital, important person. Not only is she giving that health, trying to boost up your health back at quite a rapid pace, she's bringing you back in the game. I don't think the ultimate is quite useful on this game mode, to be honest. At the end of the day, you are waiting for that ultimate to drop in, but with the other abilities, it is really, really good to have. It is crucial for her to be carrying a gold backpack as well, because obviously, ultimately, you do come back with half the health with that. I'm glad they actually removed Lifeline's original ability from previous season, where she did have a little bit of a shield around when she was reviving somebody, because I think that would make it absolutely devastating in arenas. Literally everybody would be choosing her, but ultimately I think she is suited quite well for arena gameplay, and this is one of the people that you want to be taking in. And finally, guys, I feel like this one is like, although I'm giving him S tier, he's got a bit of an edge over everybody. Maybe I'll say S plus tier. But Bloodhound is really, really deadly when it comes to arena. At the end of the day, there's so much advantage when it comes to Bloodhound. Not only being able to track the enemies down, scouting them out as well. As soon as you can use the ultimate, you are running faster. You are just a lot more instinct as well. In a small deadly map in arena, Bloodhound is gonna be hunting people down literally, and I feel like a lot of people do come in and use Bloodhound just for that little reasons. He's very, very simple legend to use as well. He's one of them legends that is quite easy to use, easy to master up as well, but given the right person's hands, absolutely formidable and deadly. I am a big fan of Bloodhound as well, using him in all game modes, especially when it comes to like even just little things like even getting assists with him. If you were like looking for objectives like that, Bloodhound will help increase that sort of stats for you. But ultimately, really, really deadly in arena, and I think like that at the end of the day, with Bloodhound obviously being dedicated to warlike rituals and battle like rituals in arena, where Bloodhound has definitely found its home. That's all I got, guys. So that's all the legends that we got thus far. Obviously, like I said, it is a personal opinion. Hopefully you guys can understand where I am coming from. At the end of the day, feel free, comment below if you've got your own list, you know, share your thoughts, and at the end of the day, it'd be nice to see a lot of people coming onto this channel and just sharing their suggestions and ideas. I will be back for another video, guys, some point next week as well. I'm actually going to be doing another Apex Legends content, so don't worry about that. So if you happen to be new on the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well. It'd be great to see more of you guys coming on over here. And yeah, I'm going to be doing another Funko Pops vid as well, because obviously, like I said, I do want to get onto like doing some little content like that as well, just for fun. Guys, I'm going to make a separate video on this just because I'm probably put this down as my channel trailer, but I'm running a competition. It's very, very, very easy, and I do believe we can get there quite soon. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, so if you guys are watching this video and you've not subscribed, come on board. And easy enough to do. Here's my Instagram account, here's my Twitter account. Either follow them, read the instructions on this page that you can see over here. And quite simply, I'm giving away two prizes as well. So really, really easy to enter. At the end of the day, you got more chance of winning this than the lottery. Let's be fair. But I want to do a giveaway. I want to head to 2,000 subscribers. I'm quite confident that I will get there quite soon. So come on board, people. You know, it'd be great to have you a lot. I am going to be doing, like I said, more Apex content. A lot of people have been sending me some like messages saying when I'm going to be doing my Revenant tier list. It will be out, I promise you. Hopefully Revenant gets a new skin very, very soon, and then that way I can drop a vid on that for as well. But that is something that I will be obviously looking into, hopefully later on this season. But either way, guys, don't forget to do all the fancy stuff, like, share, comment. It has been your guy DJ Wacky. I'll leave the rest of the footage for you guys. Peace out.
Enemy spotted. They look small. She got bamboozled. Reloading. Over here.
Very impressive, Legends. You live to fight another day.
I think possibly he might be Saudi Arabian.
لا 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 هلا اجا الزعيم العظيم